G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. I've got a super exciting video today, and I know I say that a lot, but this one, seriously, you are going to want to watch till the end. For years I've been saying, all these companies need to do is build an affordable photometric based launch monitor that can capture ball data and import it into GS Pro. Now, Unicore has kind of done that with the Unicore Mini Lite. However, it still costs over $5,000 here in Australia, and it's still in that upper tier of launch monitors. What I've always said is if Foresight would just update their GC2 and come up with a GC2, version 2 that basically takes the old flash sensor and replaces it with IR and sells it for around 2,000 to 3,000 Australian dollars, that thing would sell like absolute hotcakes, and it would be such a good launch monitor to use. You're going to get a full sim experience, something that you can putt and chip with, something that's not susceptible to interference from, fans, from projectors or, other devices in your room. My opinion, photometric based launch monitors for a home simulator is the way to go. I believe that. I've been doing this a long time. I've had different units. I do want to test other units like the Movo Plus, and hopefully I'll get the opportunity to do that in the future because I do think they definitely have their place for right and left-handed golfers. However, today we're talking about that photometric based launch monitor because that's exactly what Brett is doing. So today I'm playing 3 holes with Brett, and what Brett has done is he has from scratch built a photometric based launch monitor. Yes, this guy has built a launch monitor and it works. It actually works. It is seriously good. So what you'll see today is you're going to see version 1 of the launch monitor. The exciting news is he has teamed up with Mike, and those two are going to build version 2 of this launch monitor that's going to be available, hopefully, to the public in the future. What's exciting as well is in the future, I will be receiving a launch monitor from these guys to test and give my honest feedback. So thank you guys for reaching out to me. I really appreciate it. So with that said, sit back, enjoy this video, because honestly, this whole story is just unbelievable, and I really hope that this product gets to the market in the future. Okay, so for the course, we're going to go play Stony Nakoda. We're going off the blue tees, Thursday pins. Stimp will make 13, and then we'll go normal for the green and fairway firmness. We will turn a little bit of wind on. So for the holes, we will just go play 16, 17, and 18. So welcome, Brett, to the channel. I guess let's first start off with you came up and created this launch monitor from scratch. Just talk us through how you came about doing that, because it's just incredible.
Yeah, it was just a passion project. The winters are long in Canada and I had the itch. I ordered a Garmin R10 and turns out it was back ordered till like July, so that wasn't very helpful. And meanwhile, decided I'd try to make like a flight model. So I dove into that, read a bunch of papers, and next thing I knew I had a flight model that matched GS Pro really, really closely. So I was like, okay, well, that's cool, but I can't do anything with it. So I was like, well, it can't be that hard to make a launch monitor, and I was horribly wrong. It has been probably the most challenging thing I've worked on ever, but we got there, and it took a lot of time. I'm probably at this point 3 years in from the start of building my flight model, but in my mind, like, I have a unit that fools me every time I swing on it, right? Like a scratch golfer, and when I hit the shot, it looks just like it feels. So, and I've done a lot of testing too to kind of check the accuracy, and it's pretty much bang on. Like, I think anyone who's watched my videos, I think can see that.
So what's your background? How did you actually start? Like, do you have a background in this at all, or is this just something that you wanted to do and you just basically researched and learned how to do it?
A little bit of both. So I don't really have a lot of programming background. I do have a little bit from university. I have a geophysics background. So working with data is not unfamiliar, but to be honest, most of it, it's surprising. A lot of this is just some basic code and data handling. Obviously, there's some intricacies to it, but the cameras, like everything about cameras, they're incredibly complex units, and I had to learn that on the fly. So that's kind of why it took so long. Like everything I've done um, has been, you know, researched and learned as I'm doing it.
Yeah, wow.
But I guess,
Wow.
I had just enough background knowledge to know where to look and know where to start. And then luckily, being a half decent golfer, at least I could trust what I was seeing and feeling. So yeah, it took some time, but we got there eventually.
Yeah, yeah. I know for me, I've said it for years, if Foresight basically just made an updated GC2, it would sell for this community, it would sell like hotcakes. It would absolutely just sell like hotcakes. Unicore's kind of done that with the iMini Lite. They've made a photometric based system that is somewhat affordable. And I say somewhat because in Australia, it's still over $5,000 to actually buy that unit, which it is a massive outlay if you think about all the costs associated with the golf sim. So yeah, it's incredible what you're doing, and I can't wait to see what you come up with.
Yeah, that's like you're bang on, right? Like 5,000, like the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, pretty much on par. So I haven't looked at the price of the iMini, or the iMini Lite, but I guarantee you, it's outside the price range that I want to pay for sure. um, and like you said, when you consider the cost of everything else, a home sim is not a cheap endeavor. So
Oh, it's not.
I'm hoping that I this is still a pipe dream. I hope it can become something one day. But yeah, the goal is to make an optical monitor affordable. I don't know, affordable is relative, right? But um, yeah, come in not $5,000. Let's say that.
Yeah, yeah. No, that is really cool. All right. Do you want to lead us off? And I guess we'll talk through it. So you're using right now, this is Gen 1. I'm thinking, is it Gen 1 or are you using Gen 2?
Yeah, so this is the original monitor, the one that people would have seen in my videos up to now. Um, it works great, but you probably, well, on my end, I'll lower this a bit. Yeah, any hobbyist would think it's amazing because it's literally built out of 2x4s and duct tape. So
That's amazing.
yeah, it's kind of shameful, but at the same time, I'm very proud that it works.
Oh, absolutely.
See if I can't hit one straight here. Oh, hold on.
Your speed, I'm just so jealous of your speed. That is just so good.
I'm jealous of your fairways and regs, so yeah.
Well, when you top out at like 163 ball speed, you have to kind of hit the fairways because if you don't, you're in for a seriously long day. How far is this hole? It's 570, so it's going to be a stretch. Oh, no, we do have elevation. I've got to remember that. Hold. Stay in the fairway. Just.
243 down 10. Not the best lie.
So I guess to put this in perspective, I'm playing sim golf. I'm using the Unicore iMini, which is in Australia, this thing's about $8,500. Brett is using a homemade optical based launch monitor, which means it's using cameras. It's not using radar. Inside, I've found with every unit I've had that's been radar, there's always there's always the opportunity, or there's always the case that it might have interference from something, whether it's fans or whether it's like fridges or AC units or whatever. Being a photometric based unit, that pretty much eliminates those interference issues. So it's just incredible.
Yeah, exactly. So, um, I did play with the Garmin when I got it, and honestly, I've heard a lot of people say really good things about it, and I'm sure it works great outdoors. But I got a tiny garage with low ceilings, and yeah, I struggled to believe the results. So, oh no, that hook is gonna be a problem. Hold on.
Yep.
Oh, it's gonna be a long eagle putt.
It's not bad. What was it's what, 8% roughly. 215 to the pin. So let's just hit a 5-iron. Oh, come on, be good.
I think that's going to be really good. Oh boy.
Oh, lovely.
Not bad, not bad. I think you'll be happy with that. Oh boy. All right. Oh, but these are you chose 13, right?
I did stimp 13, yeah. I'm keen to see how putting goes with this launch monitor because that's the one thing where you need it to be accurate with putting.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It kind of, I mean, it's in my opinion quite good. Better than I ever thought it would be. Um, Definitely the short putts are harder, but you have the horizontal launch angle correct
Yep,
to,
absolutely, yeah.
oh, get up,
Go,
get up, get up.
go. Yeah, great putt.
Yeah, you can do that. I'd have to look back at the video, but 0.1 degree launch angle or horizontal launch angle, like that felt like a good, well struck putt. So
Absolutely.
doesn't really prove much, it's just my feels, but um, yeah, like I make 10, 15, 20 footers regularly. Very nice. Nice
Thank you.
three.
Yeah, I guess so I don't know if you saw a video I did on the Skytrack Plus, but I mean that is an expensive unit. It's $5,000 in Australia, and honestly the putting is just not good. It is just not good. So, and that's why I kind of say to everyone that for me, the entry level is kind of, if you want a decent simulation experience, is the Unicore iMini Lite. I guess it's early days yet to talk about pricing and things. Do you have any idea of a timeline of when this thing's going to be available?
I mean, it's hard to say. So like I said, this is a passion project. No idea what I'm doing. I did join up with a professional software developer. Our goal right now is to get test units out to a handful of people to get feedback and start finding bugs and get some honest reviews, unbiased reviews that, aren't my opinion, to see if this thing actually does hold up, right? Because one thing I did learn early on was that your game can adapt really quickly to a launch monitor.
I 100% agree with that. And my game did adapt to this thing when I first got it. And I knew there was errors with it, but my game still adapted and it caused me outside to just be hitting it horrendous. So I completely agree with that.
Yeah, so I mean, I have to, everything that elevation, right? That I'm doing, like in the back of my mind, do have to take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, I've done a lot of things to try to measure the values using other cameras, markings. All you came for blood, Joe.
I know, right? Why can't I play like this in the tips tour? Like, where is this in the tips tour? Come on.
Yeah. So, anyways, I've done a lot of work to just confirm the numbers make sense. And the thing is, with a launch monitor, I don't care if it's $1,000 or 15,000. There's error. It might be minuscule, but it's there. I think the goal is to get that error small enough that you don't know it's there and that it can be used to improve your game, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Each person might have a different threshold. Oh, I blew it over. Sit down. Sit down. Spinny-ish. Yeah, that elevation's extreme. Yeah, so I guess to put it in perspective, and I urge people to go take a look at my videos. So on putting, 0.2 degrees matters. On spin rate, if you're within half a degree, you're not going to see that much. My goal is, lower than that, but if you're within a mile per hour, half a mile per hour, you're probably going to have a pretty good experience.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I always say my tolerance, and when I did this with testing with the iMini and things, within a degree, I was happy. Within a mile an hour, I was happy with as a tolerance.
Yeah.
And I
Here, sit
completely
down.
agree with putting. I've had people comment saying, "Oh, 2 degrees here and there on putting isn't going to matter." Well, no, 2 degrees is huge. 2 degrees is a massive error that really should not be.
So one of the ways that I do check, not so much on putting, I do actually have a board down with some markings on it so I can see where the ball hits the board. But from where I hit to my screen, it's actually only about 8 feet, about 8.5 feet. Um, and when I practice and work on this unit, I set up a laser line, and this screen it's just a cheap tarp actually, like, well, more than a tarp, but it's not like a proper golf screen. Um, but so when you hit the ball, it actually leaves a pock mark on the screen, so you can go up later and feel where that is. So it's some simple trick to be like, okay, I always hit from the laser line. My laser line's on the screen. I calibrate my unit to that laser line. Some quick math, and like I happen to know like the distance to the screen. 1 degree off, I think, is I want to say 1.6 inches. So like you can do it really quick. Oh, I hit that on the screws, right on the line, 0.2 degrees. Perfect. Oh, I hit that 3 inches right. Oh, 2.1 degrees. Perfect. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can kind of just get a feel for it. So that's one way. Because horizontal, with these monitors, the front facing, the reason putting often, or these monitors struggle with putting, is horizontal launch angle is very hard to get accurately, because it's great for vertical launch angle, and an overhead is great for horizontal launch angle, but that's the real number that's these struggle to handle. And depending on how your monitor works, slow shots can cause a lot of error. So putting, right?
Yeah, yeah. All right, I've just got to hit the fairway. Oh, draw. That.
Oh, he cleared it though.
Oh, just had enough legs.
Nearly got fairway there. Putting, horizontal launch angle seemed to work really well. Check out the putting video. I think that kind of shows it a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah. All right, let's see if I can.
I want to see 180 ball speed. Oh, man. You are kidding. 185 ball speed. That is insane. If you could tame that spin, the spin just kills you, doesn't it? It's not optimized.
No, not at all. I picked the shaft. It's not optimized to me, really.
That
My
is
irons
nuts.
are, but I had too much say in it. And I spin the ball on everything. Yeah, it's not
185
ideal.
ball speed. Oh,
Yeah, like you
man.
can see my vertical launch angle, like that's very true, based on other monitors. I don't really hit up on my drivers.
That is insane.
That's where that comes from. So, and I did catch that one, a line, one line low, and yeah, that spin just amps up.
Have you always had that speed? Is that something you've always had?
Yeah, like that's been my game for a long, long time. It's bomb and gouge. If well, I mean, yeah, I always say if I ever could have putt and chipped, like I could hit the ball, would have been a good golfer. So
Yeah. That's like Rory McIlroy speed right there. That's just nuts.
yeah, like I said though, it doesn't help you. I mean, don't get me wrong. The days where I'm hitting it well and it's going straight, oh, it works great, but can get you in a lot of trouble. Bite. Oof. All right, so I got a hole out here for the just now you're gonna see me hit a wedge. Oh boy.
That looks good. Sit. I'm going to get a little read. Hello.
Yeah. Just a little bit closer. Oh, this is moving.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of break. Let me bring up your screen so I can see where you're aiming.
Don't look. I haven't played. So I mentioned in one of my other videos, my first kid was born about 10 weeks ago. So free time is a luxury right now, so it's been golfing or work on the monitor, so there's been no golfing at all.
Yeah.
Especially at 13 stimp, you're killing me here. Yeah, hammer it through.
Oh,
Okay, well, it's in. It's good.
yeah.
It's a good line if I didn't hammer it.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, that 13 will sneak up on you really quick. I do struggle with the slow putts indoors. It's hard to wrap my head around how light you actually hit it on the course.
Oh, yeah. All right. 6 feet. Even on GS Pro, these putts I just do not like.
Perfect. Yeah, those knee knockers are never fun. That hurt a lot.
If
Really
I could
good
play
four
like
holes.
that, I mean, I've gone eagle, birdie, birdie. If I could play like that in the tip store, I might actually do half decent for once.
Yeah, yeah, just do that. Yeah, every hole red, you'll be laughing.
I tell you what, though, that I'm really keen to see what you come out with. I have followed your channel actually pretty much from the beginning. I found it quite early because, you know, kind of what I do, I watch a lot of YouTube videos on people, and your video popped up. So I have followed your journey, I guess, from, I wouldn't say from the very beginning, but very early on. And so when you reached out to me, I was like super excited. So keen to see what you come up with for version 2, and just keen to help out in any way that I can.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I appreciate you watching, and I guess you kind of alluded to it there. Yeah, when it's ready, hopefully in the next few weeks, I'd love to send a rough test version to you because, yeah, you've hit a lot of golf balls on Sims, and I think you can really help me or us. It's not just me anymore. Help us refine this thing and, yeah, get some true feedback that isn't, friends, family, and YouTube comments. Saying that, I appreciate everyone's comments and the support, but I want to get it in the hands of some other people and, give you free reign to complain about it and point me in the right direction. So, yeah, I really appreciate it, Joe. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Yeah, thanks for doing this.
One of these days we'll do it again.
Yeah, no, that was cool. I think it would be cool one day, potentially in the future, to do a little break 50, or, do something like that. Because I think that'd be cool with your speed. I mean, that would be a lot of fun. And also, if we could do it with the actual your launch monitor, that would be like amazing as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I guess the plan is for the next little while. I have a couple things that I want to show off on this unit, so I'll probably do another video or two about that. Pretty little bit shorter, not a lot of really cool things to show off there, and I don't want to spend too much time focusing on this old unit. But a second, I have the new version working, even if it's a little bit buggy. I'm totally fine people seeing bugs because they happen, they exist, but we work through them.
Start somewhere.
Exactly, right? And I'd rather just get it out there and say, hey, like, we're making progress, because version 2, the huge improvement there is no wires, well, power cable, but no wires to a computer, and spin without markings. On my balls right now with version 1, I have to use kind of specific markings, and I've started getting away from that, and it does work on version 1, but really where version 2 hopefully will shine. It's been the goal. It's why we changed cameras, got custom lighting built, was to try and get away from specifically marked balls and get towards, at the very least, like Skytrack style logo or like a TaylorMade Pix ball. And the ultimate goal, and whether it comes to fruition, just put a ball down and hit it, an unmarked ball, whether it's Titleist, Callaway, whatever. So that's like the big thing for version 2. And oddly enough, with those changes, our bill of materials went down in cost. So again, trying to keep this as affordable as possible. So anything we can cut out of it that's just not necessary, we're gonna do that. So we want a unit that's gonna let people play sim golf for as inexpensive as possible, but I'm not willing to sacrifice accuracy. So if it doesn't work well, we're not, we won't do it. But we're hopeful we can.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So that is the homemade launch monitor by Brett, G&G Golf. I will link Brett's channel in the description. Make sure you subscribe, follow the journey, get excited, because this thing could honestly be a game changer with home simulator golf.